Ah, man, what a mission. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Front Mission First. I'm your host, as always, the 12th Kind. In the last episode, we, set up a base, and then we got some stuff. And I believe we also got a new pilot. Yes, Molly. Yeah. She, rightfully so, hates the military because they destroyed her hometown, and knowing that, to some extent, Roy started the war, at least in his mind, he started the war, she is definitely pissed, and she wants to tag along, because he, and she wants to see him dead. But stay in comm range. Okay, yes, that's right. We were technically supposed to be on R&R. But if I remember, the guys ended up... Yeah. They went across the river. Because they went... Who knows? I don't. If you are in danger of running out of funds, visit the arena or sell your old unused equipment. Yeah. I think at some point during the previous recording, I had mentioned having like a training episode arc. I think we're gonna do that in like a future episode, I think. Molly was right. She didn't say anything about Windsors, though. This may be rough. Let's just hit the trucks and get the hell out. Keith, JJ, stand down. Royd, stop what you're doing. What do we do? Oh, what choice do we have? We stand down. Over here! There are OCU troops over here. Molly, you old hag, you're selling us out. God, I love that. You're selling us out. Yes, exactly. God, this is why you don't trust very spiteful people. Because they will sell you out to the enemy at a given moment. And Nope. I'm gonna have... Is she considered a target? No. Interesting. Okay. We cannot exact revenge. God, I love how some of the mechs are just so goofy. Ooh, yes. Hornet. Sting him, my child. Yeah, Pee-wee, let's get you moved up. Because your gun actually does quite a bit. Now I'm just letting you soldiers do what you're best at, killing each other. Byzant cannon. That's it. You know what? Settings. Let's do instant movement off. Oh, that's right. I have to hit apply. God, that's so annoying. There are just some games where it's like you have to hit apply before you close out of the menu. Like there's like no autosave, you know? There's no like, hey, you're about to close the window. Would you like to save your settings? There's none of that. Okay, yeah, I guess end phase. Man, I gotta say, like, I like the battle music, but it is... like, it just having, like, the same couple of songs play over and over again does get a little annoying. Okay, yeah, those are enemies. Yeah. Smack him with the rod. Apparently you're gonna miss. Fucking Christ. Okay. Byzant cannon, because we're close quarters and you do multiple shots. Oh gosh. Why did I have you go down there? You can't move. There's trees. A car's mortal enemy, the tree. Oh man. So, I hope y'all are doing good. At the time of recording this, it's getting pretty close to, the end of the semester. So, like for school, that witch is being shot at. I'm going in. Cover me. Actually, no, you're not. We're gonna let her live with her choices. Although I do think Ryuji is pretty close. So, oh, what the fuck? There are trees blocking your way. Gold Diaz. Hey, level up. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, you're not in firing range, though. Attack with the Hexafire railgun. You're dead. Yeah. Ooh. I don't think you'd be able to... Yeah, no, because the tree is there. Okay, yeah, let's use the missiles. Holy shit! Gotta love me. Ooh, got some new legs. Okay, we'll have to check those out. Alright, and we are finally within range. Fire! Oh, he's got the P90. The P90 and the Uzis. And hand rod. Hey, took out an arm. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. You know what? Sure. Long distance. And you missed. Oh my god. JJ. JJ, my boy. My dearest son. Hey, look at you, Keith. You got a kill. Good for you. Oh, shit. God. That really, honestly, that right there, the shield just paid for itself. You see that? Like, 2 zeros and a 10. Like, for damage. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't see Molly surviving this little skirmish. Oh. She survived. You know what? I take it back. Maybe she will survive. I will survive. Okay. Down we go. Oh, excuse me. Good golly. I had lunch like probably an hour ago. I think actually what time is it? Yeah, it is kind of an hour ago. Hey, that was nice. 40 damage straight to the body. That's what I like to see. Hex of fire. You missed. Nothing is more soul crushing than seeing one of your party members just whiff an attack. Like that. Frederick. Frederick, buddy, please. Hey. See, Frederick, that's how you kill someone. Bazan cannons. And you're dead. Okay, so she survived. You can't win them all. Oh, man. Oh, speaking of not winning them all, the internet. This is a really bad transition, but, like, just bear with me. I watched this really interesting video essay that kind of just, like, made me pause for a minute. And I say watch. It was more so listen to while I was playing Turmoil. And it basically talked about how, like, the internet, like the internet we know now, like, it's on everything. It's in our pockets with the smartphones and the smartwatches. You know, we've got the tablets, and I'm seriously sounding like a goddamn boomer calling it the smartphones, the tablets. But you get what I'm saying. You know, we have instant access to it all the time. But, you know, when millennials were younger, and even when I was younger to some extent, you know, the internet was on, you would only be able to access it through a computer. And 9 times out of 10, that computer was like a desktop computer, and it was like in a specific place. Now, like, I have had a couple of, you know, desktop computers throughout my life. The first 2 I had were actually hand-me-downs. One was my mom's old Mac computer. I think it was an old iMac, or like before they called it an iMac or whatever. Not important. But you know, that computer did not have access to the internet. And then eventually, you know, I would be given a desktop computer that was a hand-me-down from my sister. That did have access to the internet. And I used that all the way up until, gosh, I don't even remember. But I think there was like a lull in between, like, computers that I'd owned, because the next computer after that would be an HP Pavilion P2. And the thing with that, you know, with that computer was that it was a budget computer. You know, we're talking like a 1.3 gigahertz processor, and you know, integrated graphics, a low amount of RAM, but you know, it was still like a desktop computer, and it was still in like a specific space, you know, like it was like in a corner of my room. And now flash forward to when I got my first iPhone, and now suddenly I have access to the internet in my pocket. I can access the internet whenever I want. And then it just kind of, went from there. I still have a smartphone today. I've tried a couple of times to switch to dumb phone, but part of me still has that sunk cost fallacy where it's like I paid money for like all these different apps and music and games, and I really enjoy all those things, and so it's really hard for me to kind of give those up. Now granted, the dumb phones that I have tried have not necessarily been too great. I had tried a Coursera, but I was the listing information was confusing, and turns out it was a listing for the wrong kind of model. The one where calls could not always be reliable in the United States, which is not great. And there's a whole tangent I could go on about frequencies and shit like that. But I tried that for a while, and unfortunately it wouldn't work. So I was like, okay, fine. And so I returned it and went on to trying a cat flip phone. And when I say cat, I do mean cat as in Caterpillar, the construction company. I actually still have that. It's in a drawer somewhere. It is an extremely durable phone, because it was built for construction workers. Like, Caterpillar designed a smart flip phone for their workers to use, and then sold it also to the general public, which honestly itself is really cool. I just think that's the coolest goddamn thing ever. Unfortunately, the keypad support is not that great. It has the weird sort of predictive type that I couldn't necessarily get completely rid of. The cursor using the little directional pad wasn't the most responsive thing. And a lot of apps, because it was still considered an Android phone, you couldn't necessarily navigate with the pad, and so you would then have to use the incredibly small touchscreen in order to use some of these apps. Now in the future, when I actually have a fucking backbone, I might be able to give it another shot, because it is really interesting, and there is something to be said about the flexibility of the Android operating system. And this is coming from someone who very much loves their iPhone, loves the Apple products that they've got. I've got the iPad Air. I have, I'm always mentioning the MacBook and the Mac Mini. I just motion to them with my head as if you could fucking see me. Oh. But yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of their products. I understand, that, oh, yes, Android has a lot of stuff that, Apple introduces. And I think it is quite silly that Apple introduces them as if, they're revolutionary. But it's I look at the conference, I'm like, no, that's not... You're not inventing something that's just straight up lifted from Android. But, like the Mac computers I've had, you know, they've more or less lasted way longer than any single like Windows computer I've had. And like I still have a Windows computer. In fact, I actually just built a brand new desktop computer. Now, doing so was hard. Who would have thought? Had issues with like driver conflicts and like all this other crap. And then I wanted to also include a floppy disk drive, but unfortunately, I couldn't get an adapter that would connect it directly to the motherboard, which is kind of weird. You would think someone would have figured that out by now. You know, eventually it just came down to like, oh, okay, it's the only thing to make this work is if I use this thing that goes to USB. But if it's gonna go to USB, I might as well just use an external floppy disk drive, because then like it's still gonna take up a USB slot, and that's like one less thing I have to worry about regarding like the internals of my computer. You know, I don't have to worry about is the floppy disk drive getting enough power and da 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 da, because it's like right there. You know, it's external. I can unplug it if I need to. All that jazz. In fact, it's not even like, I don't think it's plugged in right now. I think I had to put it aside because I don't have any command strips to kind of keep it in place. So that's kind of the current state of like the computer. Look at you, Ryuji, getting the level up. But yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on. I've still been working from home. You know, I can't get in trouble if like I don't interact with anyone, right? Yeah. Well, that was something. Why did you help me, Royd? After all I've said. Why wouldn't I? We can't let her come with us. She's a liability. Yeah, who knows when she'll set us up again. We can't take her. Not anymore. What? I still haven't forgiven you, Royd, but I give you my word I'll never betray you to the UCS again, so let me come with you. Do what you want. The worst squad lead ever. Royd, you can't just pick up every stray off the street. Oh, man. And now Olsen's gonna, like, fucking tear us a new one. Be like, where the fuck you go, you goddamn stupid son of bitches? I want to ask where you people have been. Now listen up, here's your next mission. You are to seek and destroy all enemy patrols along the Mail River. Once you've secured the area, the army will move in to liberate the nearby settlements. The army boys too afraid to get some mud and guts on their shiny Windsors? Why are we always doing their dirty work, huh? That's because you're mercs. You and everyone else in this room are expendable. If you don't watch your mouth, I can see to it you're expended first, Keith. Now that we've made that clear, get the hell out and do what you're being paid to do. Dismiss! Here's the mission intel. You got egg mechs. Looking like fucking Ed 209 from RoboCop. Shop. Did we get access to any new stuff? I wonder. Vehicle. Sure. of tan. What do we got? Ooh, the wine plus. Has that always been there? I don't know. Hit, weight, name, price. Whoop. Announce, grave S. I don't think there's anything new for us to get. Kallias. Yeah, okay. Parts? What we got in the parts department? Parts department? Oh my god. Do you have... Okay, yeah, you've got the racehorse CPU. Or, not CPU, backpack. God. Let's see. Han. Oh, we picked up a couple Leo socials. Yeah, let's sell those. Don't need those. Body, no. Arm, no. Arm, no. Legs, yes. Sell those. Nothing there, nothing there. Bye. What do you got in the items? Chaff grenade protects against long range attacks. Repairs 200. Lowers target's accuracy. Stuns the target. Places a mine in the current location. Honestly, I don't think I've used mines. Like in my... Oh God, I can't remember if I've used them or not. Gosh, I don't know. I think the grenades are stuff that you can only use if you have a grenade launcher. I'm not 100% sure, but whatever. Come back soon, here. That is actually going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Next time on Let's Play. I almost said Freedom Wars because I saw Freedom in the top left. What the fuck? Front Mission First Remake. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.